Hey guys, I'm going to start going through the final exam review. Please stop it and you work and then check your work with mine. Don't use this just to copy from. It won't help you when you go to take your final. And your final is worth 200 points, which is twice the weight of a normal test in our class. Okay, here we go. This is chapter 1. You have chapter 1 notes that you were given in the beginning. You can use those. I would use those to help you. Okay, when I look at this diagram, I'm just going to talk about this diagram first. Plane A, a plane is represented by a parallelogram, but it extends. It has no edges. Planes, points, lines are undefined terms. Okay, you could name a plane with 3 letters that are not collinear points, but they would be points in the plane. So I could call it plane SMN. I could call it just plane A. This is not a point, it is the name of the plane, and it's always in the corner of the plane. So in this diagram it says how many planes are shown. I have this 3D figure sitting on top of the plane, okay? So if I look at that, I'm going to use my T-box here, okay? So the T-box is sitting on top of the plane, and so this box, even though it indents a little, so it's not exactly like my T-box, okay, unless I have the sides come out, I don't know. This has, the bottom of this box is on the plane, but I've got the front, the left, the right, and the side. So I've got the 4 sides of this box, the top of the box, and then the bottom of the plane itself. And then you've got the top, right? So I've got the 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the top. So it's 5 planes. Did I miss the bottom? Yeah, you got to add 5 of the box, and then the 1 plane it sits on. So it's a total of 6 planes. So the 5 box sides, right? Left, right, front, back, top, and then the bottom of the plane. Okay. Name 3 collinear points. Co-line. Co is same, okay, or together, and line. So 3 points that are on the same line. The only 3 that I see in this diagram are these points right here, S, X, and M. You name points with capital letters, just like I did. Those are the 3 points that are on the same line. Now it says coplanar. That means same plane. So are the points N, so here's N, right? N, R, S, and then these are on the bottom of this box, right? W is on the top corner of the box. So these 3, this W looks like it's in this gray parallelogram, but it's sitting on the top of the box, the front left corner. Are they coplanar? No. W is the top left corner of the, I'm going to call it box. Okay. The intersection means where the 2 figures touch, okay? Plane A, and then W, P, N, M. I'm going to highlight this. W, P, N, M. So this is the front of the box, okay? Where does the front of that box touch the plane A? So it's sitting on this plane. Where does it touch it? It touches it right here at segment NM. Okay. Find the value of X and length. This means length from K to L if k is between j and l. So I've got j and l, j and l. K is between. I'm going to draw it so I get it. It doesn't say it's in the middle. It just says it's in between. K is, so K is between J and L. Between means they're also on a line. It means part plus part equals whole. That's what between means. Okay? This one says from J to K. I'm going to write it in the picture and then erase it each time. Okay, I got to go grab a pencil. I'll be real fast. Maybe. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Okay. J to K is 6x. K to L is 3x. J to L is 27. So when I do this problem, I go in part plus part equals whole. Okay, so you have to make sure that you set it up correctly. So I've got 6x plus 3x equals 27. Add like terms. Divide by 9. Now the question says, find the value of x and the length of KL. The length of KL is 3x, which means 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay? This one, so I'm going to erase this. I'm doing this so I only have to draw the picture once. I don't know. So from J to K is 2x. From K to L is x plus 2. And then the whole thing from J to L is 5x minus 10. So again, part plus part equals whole. Okay, and then go ahead and add like terms. Then you have to move the variables to only one side of the equation. Divide by 2, x is equal to 6, okay? And then the question says, again, find the length of KL. So KL is equal to x plus 2. And remember, we're just going, every time I'm doing the directions here, I'm following these directions. And then, so that's equal to 6 plus 2, which is 8. Okay, every time, part plus part is whole. Okay, erase my... You want to be able to see it. It's always about visualizing, right? So draw it for yourself when you do it. Okay, this time we've got 2 points, A and B, the ordered pair for each. This is X, this is Y, this is X, this is Y. They always go. Ordered pairs are always in alphabetical order. Length, so how far is it? You guys don't have to graph it, but I'm giving you an idea. It's at -110, somewhere up here. And then 5, -7, somewhere down here. We're saying how long is this segment that joins them? What is the length of the segment? What is the distance from A to B? That is what the question is asking. The distance formula is distance equals the square root. You should have this on your cheat sheet. If you don't, put it on your cheat sheet. You subtract the x's, square it, and then add to subtract your y's. It doesn't really matter the order on this because you're squaring it. It's usually 2 minus 1, but since I wrote 1, I'm going to write, well, let me do it right. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. It doesn't really matter the order because you square it, though. Okay, so I'm subtracting my x's, subtracting my y's. I'm going to write these under each other so that I don't crisscross them. My x's are here. My y's are here. This was something we struggled with, a lot of you guys struggled with when we did this in the chapter. So I'm going to subtract my x's, and I have to write the subtraction sign. That is part of the formula. So second x, subtract first x, and then square it, plus second y, subtract first y, square it, and then take the square root. You have to start inside and then explode out. You have to finish what's in here. 5 subtract -1, use your calculator. It's 5 plus 1, which is 6 squared. And then -7 minus 10 is -17 squared. Okay? So this ends up, you have to square them each first. 36, punch that on your calculator. It's 289. I cannot take the square root of both because it'll just go back to 17 and 6. You mess it up. You have to add it. And then take the square root of that number. And that is what your distance is equal to. And distance is length. Okay? Length, distance equals length. When we're talking about the length of a segment, we mean the distance from one end of the segment to the other. Okay, midpoint now means the middle. Okay, midpoint, middle. It is the average of the x's and average of the y's. It is an ordered pair. It's a point, right? Midpoint. So it's going to be an ordered pair x, y. Distance, length is a number. Midpoint is an ordered pair for a point. Okay, so on this one, to do this for my x's, I'm going to find the middle of these two. So I add them together and divide by 2. That's my x. And my y's, I add them together and divide by 2. This will end up to be 4 over 2, which is a 2. And then 10 and -7 is 3 over 2, which is 1.5, or you could leave it as 3 over 2. This is an ordered pair. I'm going to rewrite it over here because it's kind of messy looking. 2 and 1.5. Okay? So it's a point. So when you did this one for midpoint, you went x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. It's an ordered pair for the average of both. If you don't have it on your cheat sheet, put it on there. Okay. Now, this says, in the figure below, line CB, where are we? Okay, here's line CB. Okay, this is line CB. And, oops, this isn't written right. It should be ray CB, like this, and ray CD. Okay, I'm going to fix this, number 9. Okay, so it should be saying ray CD and ray CB are opposite rays. Okay. Ray CE bisects angle. Now I'm going to highlight, I suggest you guys do this so you understand. Bisect, whenever I bisect, I divide into 2 equal parts. Okay, that's what bisect means. I'm bisecting an angle, DCF, I walk and talk, D to C to F, and if ray CE or line CE is bisecting it, that means then that this angle here is equal to this angle. Okay, so we got that one. I'm going to get a different color so it's easy to see. This time ray CG is bisecting angle FCB. So I'm going to walk it, trace it out, right? Walk it. I always say walk it, talk it. F to C to B, and this one's bisecting. So I know that this angle, I'm putting 2 curves on it, and this angle are congruent. Okay, it's important we mark it and understand what's going on. Okay, if angle DCE, so how far open these 2 pink rays are, we're talking about how far open they are, is 4x plus 15 degrees, okay? And angle ECF is 6x minus 5, okay? Find the measure of DCE. So this angle equals angle, so this is a part equal, oh gosh. I hope you guys filled that in. I did not have it covered. Okay, this ray is, I had it covered. This ray is bisecting this angle. This ray is bisecting this angle. Make sure you guys get it. Read the directions. If you don't get it, ask me in class. Daggone it. I'm sorry. Okay? So this is going to be a part equals part because I'm bisecting an angle, and I divide into two equal parts. Since I'm bisecting this pink angle, I know this angle equals this, so this equals this. So I've got 4x plus 15 equals 6x minus 5. We cannot combine these. They're not like terms, so I have to get my x terms all together. I'm going to get rid of the 4x. I got 15 equals 2x's. I'm going to add 5. And I've got 20 equals 2x, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So x equals 10. Okay? Now the question, though, says find the measure of angle DCE. Okay, I also have it written right here. DCE, that angle, is equal to 4x plus 5. The measure of angle DCE is 4x. Remember, mashed is multiply. 4x plus 15. So I'm replacing this 10, replaces my x. So this 10 goes right on top of it. And this is multiply. So this is 55. Okay, 55 degrees. Okay, on this one down here, it says measure of angle F to C to G. This one is 9x plus 3. And G to C to B, G to C to B is 13x minus 9. Again, when I did this one, it said that ray CG is bisecting angle FCB. So this angle equals this angle, so that means these two are equal to each other. It's another part equals part. 9x plus 3 equals 13x minus 9. X equals 3. Okay, that's just what x is. Then it says find the measure of angle GCB. So G to C to B, it says 13x minus 9. Oops. 13x. Remember when they're mashed, let me fix it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be lazy. 13x mashed is multiply. So this 3 goes right on top of there. So it's 13 times 3 minus 9. Okay, it's 30 degrees. Okay, there you go. Okay, almost done with first one. Use the figure at the right. Okay, now, they don't draw this in a plane. Okay, you're not going to see it drawn in a plane. But when it's like this, without being drawn in a plane, you assume these are all coplanar. So you assume from the diagram, coplanar, they're in the same plane. Okay, just something to think about as you work. Okay, angles that form a linear pair. So a linear pair, this is a linear pair. Again, if you don't have these in on your cheat sheet, get it there. Angles 1 and 2 are a linear pair. Okay, they're adjacent, and then their non-adjacent sides form a line. Okay, and they're always 180 degrees, right? So what to make a linear pair? I can do this one up here. Do you guys see this? Okay, this is a linear pair. Those two together, linear pair, makes a straight line. So you name it with 3. I can't just say angle N. There's too many angles here at angle N. So I'm going to say angle JNI and angle INM. Okay, that's one pair. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase it. I don't know if it will. Yeah, kind of, right? over here, I'll see if the green shows up better. We could go this way, you guys. Here's a straight line, right? And use this one. See it? So these two go this way. There's another linear pair. I could go that way. I'm going to write above it INM and MNL. Okay? No, I can't. I think that's it. That's all I can do. Okay. Vertical angles. Vertical angles are your X angles. They make an X like this. And they're the opposite. When two lines intersect, they form two pairs of vertical angles. I got this pair, and they're congruent, and I've got top and bottom. We also were doing this. We said V vertical angles and made it A, so like vertical angles. I don't know. It's another way to remember it, okay? So I'm looking for two lines. They can't be bent or anything weird. It's just two lines that intersect, okay? So when I look at this picture, I can see, let's do orange this time. I got this line, right, and this line. I cannot use this because it's not straight. This is just a segment right here. So I've got those two orange lines. Pick any 2 points. I'm not putting all of, so I could go, if I want the vertical angles then, sorry, I was going to name the lines. I want this one and this one. So if I name that, that would be angle JNI and angle LNM. Okay, I could also go the top and the bottom. That's one pair. The other pair would be INM, so that's the top and the bottom, the whole thing. Angle INM and angle JNL. Okay, those are the two pairs. Okay, for adjacent, you've got quite a few adjacent, so I am not doing all of them because it's too many. Okay, a pair of adjacent angles, this is what adjacent means. Two angles that share a vertex, okay, and they share a side. Okay, so my pencil, these two are adjacent. I'll show you something that's not adjacent. Okay, this angle and this angle, they're not adjacent. They share a vertex, they don't share a side. Forget that one. This angle and this angle coming off of it, 1 and 2. They share a side, but they don't share a vertex. Not adjacent. Or if I have one angle inside of another angle. So I go the pen to angle and then this orange angle. The orange angle is inside of it. You can't be inside of it. So these are not adjacent either. Okay? So let's just pick two that are adjacent. So I can say they have to share a side, right? And they share a vertex. And they're not inside of each other. So those two. Okay? So angle INM, I to N to M, and angle MNL. I could do angle JNK and angle KNL. Okay, there's quite a few, so I'm not going to list them all. I just list two pair. They have to share a vertex. If they're adjacent, they share vertex, a side, and they're not inside each other. There's no overlapping points except for that shared side. Okay, now I'm going to erase it all again. You can hardly see it, okay, but it has this right angle right here. Okay, this says what is complementary. Give me a pair of complementary angles. These are two angles whose sum equals 90. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. Supplementary angles. I would also have this on your reference sheet, your cheat sheet. If they're supplementary, that means there's sum. Sum is to add the total, right? That's what sum is. To add for your total is 180. Complementary, add the total, and you get 90. Okay, two angles to the sum of the measures of the angles is 90. So because this is 90, remember the box points right to the legs. It points to it. So I'm going to highlight my legs. Okay? So the angles that are complementary would be this angle 1 and this angle 2 right here. So angle INJ and angle JNK are complementary angles. And I know that because of the box. The box equals 90 degrees. Okay, maybe put that somewhere. Make sure that's on your sheet. 90 degrees. Right angle. Perpendicular lines. All that goes together. Okay, now let's go down here. Okay, it says that, I'm going to grab the green one. I think green's good and orange is good. Okay. Measure of angle FGE. F to G to E. F to G to E is 5x plus 10. Okay. F to G to E, 5x plus 10. And see, we also have this box here, right? That box again means 90 degrees. Find the value of x so that line FC is perpendicular to line AE. That's what this box. So if they're going to be perpendicular, that means this has to be 90 degrees. So that's all I do. Set it equal to 90. It has to equal 90 degrees. 5x plus 10 equals 90. Subtract 10. 5x equals 80. Divide by 5. Subtract. Bring her on down. So x is equal to 16. That's what it would have to be in order for it to be 90 degrees. Okay? What else we got? And then it says, is that all it says to do? Yeah. Okay. Now, did I read it wrong? FC. And AE. Okay. Now, let's do the next one. I'm going to erase what we have and do again. Okay. Okay, now it says, if the measure of angle BGC, this one here, B to G to C, B to G to C is equal to 16x minus 4. That's how much the angle is open. Okay, and the measure of angle C to G to D, C to G to D, that one, is 2x plus 13. 2x plus 13. Okay, find x so that angle BGD is a right angle, 90 degrees. So I'm going to go, and it has it right here too, you guys. B to G to D. See right here? We want it to be 90 degrees. So we want this whole angle, the green plus the orange, to equal 90. So this is a part plus part equals 90. I'm going to take the measure of this angle, green angle, plus the measure of the orange angle, set it equal to 90 degrees, which is a right angle. So 16x minus 4 plus 2x plus 13 equals 90. Combine like terms. And then my other like terms is a negative 4 and a 13, positive 13, which gives me a positive 9. Okay. We want to isolate our x, so you always undo the add subtract first. And then we're going to divide by 18. Use your calculator. X equals 4.5. And that's all we do. That is chapter 1 of the final exam review done. We've got chapter 1, 3, 5, and the chapter test that we just took, chapter 6. And that's it. Okay, good luck, you guys. Spend some time. Make sure you understand it. Update your cheat sheets.